Sanibona. Sinibingelele egameni likaJesu Kristu. WaseNazaretha. Happy Sunday, guys. I hope everyone had a blessed Sunday. We are back again. It's a Revelation Time show. Sundays belong to Revelation. It's Brother Nglow here, all the way from Devon, Ndlovu, the son of Apostle Kuzwayo. Ngiyathemba ukuthi wonke umuntu bafethu ukhonzile uNkulunkulu Jesu ukhonzeke kahle bafethu. We are back again. Isikhathi 7:03. Namhlanje bafethu sizokhuluma ngetopic ejule kakhulu. It's an interesting topic. Namhlanje uNkulunkulu uzombula, uNkulunkulu uzosifundisa through indlovukazi yakhe esencanyane nje, all the way from Emlazi Nobuhle, but uyeza ke bazalwane uzozethula and then asitshele ukuthi uNkulunkulu uthini ngale topic yanamhlanje bafethu. So do share the live, guys. Do share the live. Don't show up alone. Ungabuki wedwa bafethu, ungabuki wedwa. Share the live. Nabanye babuke bafethu, nabanye babuke. So please just do me this favor. Ukuthi mawungena nje, just press the share button and then sibukeni sonke, because this is a very interesting topic bafethu. I can see Nobuhle is here. Nobuhle is right here. I see you, Kukukaba. Joara, I see you. Okay, let me add Nobuhle. Sis Nobuhle.
Yeah, sawubona.
Yebo, sawubona. How?
Njani?
Uyaphila?
Ngiyaphila bro, njani?
No, I'm doing cool. Hey, you looking beautiful, eh?
Ngempela?
Bahla abantu.
Siyazama mfethu ukuzama nje okungatheni.
I see we are approaching festive season. Sebeqalile abantu babuka bahla.
Esilukela uDecember.
Hayi, ngiyayibona umqondo wenu. So, my son, introduce yourself before we start our live. Uzisho ukuthi ubani wena uqhamusa umuhle kangaka?
Wow. Sanibonani bafethu. Igama lami nguNobuhle. NgokaNdlovu Sibongo, a child of God. Yeah. Ngicabanga ukuthi that's reason enough ukuthi ngibe muhle.
All right. Yo, Sasha sibalile. Saze Sasha. Hayi akusenani ke nasisoba bahle ngelinye ilanga.
Yon says
today we are talking about this very, very deep topic. We are talking about this interesting topic, Umnikelo, the giving. Ziningi imfundiso esike sizizwe ngumnikelo. Imfundiso nje eziningi kwabantu abaningi bayikhuluma noma bayinterpreta noma bayichaza ngendlela ezihlukene in such a way ukuthi as a result some of us sidukile ukuthi asaqondi ukuthi kahle umnikelo kahle yini inhloso yomnikelo. So I want you to share with us, unpack and reveal ukuthi kahle umnikelo isiphi isizathu sokuthi thina sinikele, why kumele sinikele, and umnikelo kumzalwane usiza ngani. So angazi mhlawumbe ungasichazela ukuthi how do you understand le nto yomnikelo?
Okay, first of all, Umnikelo is God's idea.
Yeah.
Umnikelo is giving to God. Kunama channels amaningi of reaching God's heart through offering. Before God commanded us to give, He gave first. So the first person we find to give in the scriptures is God Himself, you know. from the time embumba umuntu, lithi iBhayibheli, he gave him the breath of life, you know. Kwahamba, or even before that, he gave them authority, you know. Kwahamba, even when man sinned, or when Adam esebale zonke iy'lwane, lithi iBhayibheli, he gave him a helpmeet in the form of Eve. Kwahamba, even when umuntu esonile, but the first person esimbona ethatha the first step is God, when he gave them covering in the form of the animal skins. So our example for giving, you know, is God himself. The first person we see practicing indaba yokunikela, you know, or yokupha, is God. Yes. So giving is God's idea, and it is modeled by God himself first. Giving is an act of love, you know. When you give, or it should be rather an act of love. It shouldn't be a transactional thing as it has become, but it's an act of love. When you love someone, you give, be it your time, be it whatever. So even in the Christian context, indaba yethu yokuba abazalwane is stamped in the fact that we have generous hearts. Siyapha, siyanikela, siyakhipha. We pour out ourselves in the form of time, in the form of resources. So giving is a lifestyle yethu as children of God. Yeah.
So as you are explaining, saying giving is our lifestyle as Christians. So mhlambe sikhona isikali sokupha, it's okay, you need to give into ethize, you need to give into ekangaka, yabo. Sikhona isikali noma mhlambe angazi awuchaze leyo ndawo nje, when you give ukuthi khona isikali kumele onikwa sona, o instructor ngaso ukuthi nikela into engaka.
Cha, asikho isikali.
Sifike kanjani pho whereby we being told ukuthi when you give nikela into engaka? What type of giving is that? Is it biblical?
La utshela ukuthi nikela into engakanani?
Yes.
We do find instances in the Bible where God specifies the type of offering. Like, for example, imvu yomhlatshelo, the Passover, and where God specifies the amount. But throughout the scriptures as well, more especially in the New Testament, God encourages giving generously from a place of generosity. So the first mention we hear of free will offering is in the book of Deuteronomy, where God speaks of when he speaks of which festival but each and everyone ozayo must give, you know. So throughout that, even in the New Testament, in fact, we find it emphasized even more to give from a place of the abundance of your heart, you know. Utu Jesu give and it shall be given to you. Agasho give kangaka. What to give? You know. Utu Paul umuntu must decide yena esasekhaya ukuthi uzofika akhiphe malini. So there is no set amount, you know, that is given for us ukuthi sikhipe. Yes.
Yeah, my point was very on the very one, the one you just said now, a free will offering, because even if a little free will, it has issue with free will. It's also ukuthi uMoses athathe umnikelo kulabo abanhliziyo ziyavuma.
Yes.
So what's confusing is that when we go to churches, if free will should be whereby everyone anikele ngangamandla akhe nangendlela athanda ngayo. But now lento isiyenziwa engazuthi manje umnikelo owabantu abathizeni, and some people are being disqualified to give because once umnikelo ubiza ngegama, then sekunama qualifications, uyabo. So if mina ngunogada ngihola 3,000 ngenyanga, and ngikhipha ama tithes, and ngisanama bills ekhaya, nginamapholisi ekumele ngiwakhokhele, and then mangifika esontweni thiwa sicela abaphethe 500 bazonikela, yabo. Uyabona ukuthi disqualify lapho mina, shuthi mina angimelanga ngabe ngiyanikela, yabo. So inside kuleyo scenario, what can you say? Like as a church, what can you say?
I think we should hlukanisa between fundraising and giving.
Sure. All right.
Akukho wrong with fundraise, you understand? But masesikhuluma ngomnikelo, sesikhuluma about giving in the house of God. You give from the abundance of your heart. It's not your money that speaks, but your heart.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the money that speaks, but your heart. That is why athu Jesu, uma kukhona umfowenu enixabene naye, shiya umnikelo qala. Isindaba yomnikelo uhambe uyolungisa nomfowenu.
Yeah.
Because you cannot come and show communion with God ubuxabene nomfowenu. You understand? So the offering is it's a work of the heart. So if when then there's a piece of your heart that is broken or that has corroded, and for that piece to be healed, so that your offering will be acceptable. As I say when you to the Israelites, to give your substance when you are not giving yourselves. You understand? So if sizoqhamuka bethina emasontweni, and siyathanda ukuthi lezi zinto lezi siyiphelezekise ngamavesi or other spiritual terms, so that abazalwane bezothinteka bese beyakhipha ukuthi hayi mawukhipha okukhulu uNkulunkulu uzokubusisa kakhulu, mawukhipha okuncane uNkulunkulu uzokubusisa kancane. True. However, that cannot be the mawukuthi unengqondo yokuthi as fundraising. You cannot manipulate people into fundraising. You cannot manipulate people either into giving. If when you target 10,000, target 10,000 that we must reach. There is no need to be all spiritually and what hi mawukhipha kakhulu uNkulunkulu uzokubusisa. Ayikho necessary. Like it's not necessary. It's not necessary because we are emphasizing the point we keep from a generous heart.
Yeah.
Because once we keep anything that is done outside of faith is sin. So now mawusu keep number one, we are kononda. Number two, awusenzela uNkulunkulu suwenzela ukuvala umlomo walo okhulumayo.
Yeah.
We understand? So already ukukholwa kwakho sekulimele mawukuthi wena imali uyikhishiswa ukuthi kuthiwe bheke esikhwameni sakho ubona ukuthi yiphi enkulu kakhulu ileyo ke efanele uNkulunkulu. No. Kahle kahle wena your offering is no longer acceptable because your heart ilimele. We understand? You can give loyal 500. You can give loyal malenkulu if it was what your heart has reconciled with itself. Or this is what I'm going to give.
Exactly.
But if ngizothi mina unceku hayi wena bro kumele nje ukhiphe 1,000, if uno 200 esikhwameni or if ubudget 200 ukuthi iwona ozowuletha endlini yenkosi, and then manje sengizothi mina stretch your budget bese uzoblesseka. Usuzokhipha not out of faith, not out of thanksgiving or whatever reason that you bring all your offerings to the house of God, but manje usowenza ngoba nakho ufuna to satisfy me. And therefore there is no longer a blessing in that because number one, you are no longer doing it out of faith. Already your offering is a sin. already your offering is a sin. Yes, ngizowusho bless you, but bless you wami kwawona awuphelele because inhliziyo yakho is not in God. Isekhonondeni ekutheni kodwa le mali bengiyibhajethele.
Yo, you see, about kulento eqeda ngisho manje, 100% behind you. You know why? Simply because, you see, I think, I don't know whether it's today or yesterday, ngicabanga nje, ngijula ngimeditate ngale ndaba egiving. You know ukuthi, when someone once say, ngoba dusho nje ukuthi kunomuntu uthi ubudget ngokunikela ngo200 and then boom wena usuthi anikele ngo1000 and then you start quoting ama verses because I'm manipulating lo muntu lo manje. Usukhotha ama verse and phela vele you are powerful. So i-message yakhe izoba powerful ukhotha ama verse. Nami ngumzalwane mase ukhotha i-verse usungibambile ngoba i-verse siphila ngayo. Uyabo? So mina uthi ukuthi once wamtshela umuntu ukuthi akanikele ngamalini lo muntu akasanikela uNkulunkulu usenikela kuwena. So umvuzo wakhe lo muntu umtholile. Yabo? And lento it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous because kunabazalwane abangasanikeli. Yabo? Athini vele ukunikela okomntakabani. Yabo? Kumina it's senseless bese ukuthi ngathiwa abeza abantu abo 1000. Then lo ohola wona ku 1000 ngenyanga kumiseka kanjani ngasho uthena kumelanga nikele. Yabo? So lento but it's very confusing. Yabo? It's confusing because kunabantu abalimele.
Yeah.
Noma abangayekanga ukunikela but bayanikela abasanikeleli ngoba bedumisa uNkulunkulu ngemnikelo yabo. Sebenikela ngoba sebeyenzela nje ngoba usho ukuthi that is sin. Yabo? And yabona masuthatha ukubheka and masuthatha ukubheka lento it's a pity ngoba abazenzi bona benziwe from izinto abayifundiswe zona. So abazenzi bona. So let ukunikela it's very confusing. It's very confusing because uthi uyonikela ngo50 wakho cabanga ufile bad yabo manje I'm telling you abantu babenikela wonke umuntu unikela kanje. Yabo? Abantu banikela kanje manje. Abantu abasakhulekile uthathe nje imali yakho uyikhiphe kahle ujabulile. Abantu uyidonsa imali yakhe noma ku100 awufonye ukubamba uthi kanje awudedelele udedele ngobani uzojajwa. Uzojaja kuthi awu sibani banikela kangaka sibani banikela kangaka uyabo. So lento le to me mfethu even myself I don't enjoy ukunikela but ngenxa ukuthi ke I understand it mina myself. I give from ngiyazi ukuthi mina amandla amaphelelaphi. I don't allow people to manipulate me ngeverse. Iverse ngiyalazi. iBhayibheli ngiyalifunda uNkulunkulu ngiyahlala naye. uNkulunkulu mangithandaza khuluma ngiyalizwa iphimbo. Izwi lakhe ngiyalizwa. So angimanipulate nje umuntu engimanipulate ngeBhayibheli ngepowerful sermon noma kanjani. So it's very ibhlungu lento because kunabazalwane abalimele. Uyabo? So umbuzo ke mina mfethu Nobuhle, let's assess isesontweni.
Yeah.
Ngimeme Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire.
Sure.
From here in South Africa, he's a multi-billionaire. Ngimeme Elon Musk esontweni. And makufika lapha esontweni, intshumayelo ithi if you give, you're gonna be rich. So what will happen to Elon Musk? Because Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire and ngimemile mina ngathi so kuzokwenzakalani ku Elon Musk because i-message ithi if you give you're going to be rich. So what will happen?
But before sifike kubhuti waka Tesla, I'll go back to what I said ukuthi offering is an act of love. You know, you don't give because you want to receive something, especially not to God. Especially not to God. When you give to God, you give from a place, as I said, from a place of abundance. Because as a believer, you are already blessed. you are already blessed. So you are not giving ukuthi ubusiseke. Nanokuthi we have made a mistake yokuthi to define a blessing as materials. You know, we made the mistake of ukuthi sithi abantu masekwanda e-accounting kushuthi uNkulunkulu is blessing you, isandla sikaNkulunkulu siphezu kwakho, progress elifini, that is God. I do not dispute the fact that uNkulunkulu watches over abantwana bakhe. I do not dispute the fact that God responds to faith. Because when you give, uNkulunkulu, it doesn't twist God's hand, but one thing that God can never do is allow himself to be outdone by man. So he is going to reciprocate that somehow. You understand? So if uzotshela abazalwane ukuthi abanikele so that bezoblessa, so that kuzokwanda, number one, you are giving them the wrong impression of God, because that means God's blessing can be bought. And mabe relate noNkulunkulu bazukuthi, and we even make this mistake emabandleni ukuthi size sibe namalist abazalwane abanikelayo bese sithi ibona aba in good standing nebandla. And many people have that in the back of their head. Ukuthi manginikeli I am done. Abanye uthola ukuthi even their lifestyles abhekele nale bami ngokuthi nje okusala esontweni ngiyanikela. Those people, relationship yabo noNkulunkulu is tarnished. Why? Because the view that they have from God is that all God wants from me is my money. So now, when we speak to umuntu who already has money, umtshela ukuthi hayi mawunikela kuyanda uNkulunkulu uyakupha, he's like, shutha ngimdingi uNkulunkulu. You know? Obvious phela mawukuthi uNkulunkulu unikana imali, mina senginayo mo senginelisekile shutha ngimdingi.
Sure.
So in that way, you are now closing the door. Yeah. Well, number two, siyake lo orich, lo ohluphekayo ke. There is that question yokuthi kushuthi uNkulunkulu is unfair. Because kumele mina ngimnike ukuze anginike so that ngizomnika okukhulu. It does not make sense in any way. We understand? So whether for the rich or for the poor, ivangeli lokuthi nikela so that you will be blessed, aliyenzi sense. You know? Yes, Jesus says, give and it shall be given unto you. But he did not specify the type of giving. Akasho ukuthi give your money, akasho ukuthi give and it shall be given unto you. He said, give and it shall be given. Be it your time, be it your money, be it your experience, be it your expertise, give and it shall be given unto you. Press down, shaken together, running over, it shall be given unto your bosom. You understand? So we need to rearrange the mentality esiyifakile kubazalwane yokuthi uNkulunkulu ama blessings akhe athengwa ngemali. Akathengwa. The Bible says we have been blessed with every spiritual blessing in Christ Jesus. And we make that mistake yokuthi sithi that is limited to izinto zaka spiritually. Mawusufuna ukuba blessed physical ukhipha imali ayikho lonto.
So ngamanye amazwi you can give kanti without giving out money. Giving is not about money.
Yes, you can. We find people in the Bible. Khona lo mama lona in the book of Acts. Owashona, what was her name? Lydia, I think. Okay, I don't remember igama lakhe. But little Bible, when she passed on, abantu ababekhala babethi kodwa lo mama owayesithungela. They did not say ukuthi kanje, but kuthiwa nje ilo mama owayesithungela Nkosi yami sesizothungelwa ubani. Literally everyone owayekhala ngaleyo mama owayekhala ngokuthi awusebezothungelwa ubani bakithi. So you understand ukuthi maybe she wasn't rich, asas, but her craft was so valuable to umphakathi that when she passed on, it's the one thing ababemkhumbulela yona. You know, we find the prophetess and the and Anna in the temple, no Simeon. Babehlala, and for them, their offering was praying to God, may I not pass until uze umembulu Messiah. And they stayed in the temple and prayed for Israel. May we pass on this earth. That was giving. We don't hear about money. Jesus never gave anyone money, but he was the biggest giver. He gave his time. He gave compassion. He gave love. Listen, it's a Bible going down. Why again? And he would feel compassion for the people, and he would heal. He would do this. He would do that. He would give him. Jesus was the greatest giver, and he ultimately gave himself. Except that one time, we understand. So giving is not money. Little Bible, you honor God with your substance. You know? So yeah.
Yo, hi. Namhlanje sizwe nge-revelation. Besingazi ukuthi kanti we can give noma kuthiwa imali ayikho, we can give with our time, we can give with our talents, we can give with whatever that we have ngaphandle kwemali. So all along we know ukuthi nje thina when we must give, we must always give money. And even the way of being approached to give money, it was not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice. Such a way. So thank you very much for sharing this with us. To me, it's a very great revelation of giving, because so this one ngikuzwela futhi uyimention le, I wanted ukuthi ngiyimention nayo ukuthi le, but usuyichazile nje kakhulu ukuthi we are being told ukuthi when you give, God will bless you, but yet there are people who are always giving. Yabo mhlambe mangase nje usilaphele labo bantu, because I have an interesting comment la engifuna ukuthi ngiyifunde sikhulume ngayo. It's very interesting, it's powerful. Ngifuna but ungilaphele labantu laba ukuthi laba ababamba isifundiso sokuthi mawunikele uNkulunkulu uzokubusisa, yet bahlezi benikele emasontweni but they see no blessing, and as a result sebelimele. It is as if like uNkulunkulu mhlawumbe umnikelo wabo is like abawuboni, uyabo, ngoba bazi ukuthi isifundiso sokuthi mawunikela nje God will bless you.
Okay, I think umuntu kanjalo I can take them to Hebrews 6. Little Bible, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. For without faith, it is impossible to please God. For they that come to him must come believing that he is, and that he rewards those who seek him. Come to God believing that he is God. Yes, uyakwenza ama miracles, uyazenza imanga in, but never come to God for the miracle. Come to God believing that he is. God responds to faith. God responds to faith, and uNkulunkulu akayekeleli inhliziyo yakho or the offering of your heart God is not a con man. That is my encouragement to you. God is not a con man. As you give to him, yes, fine, he understands the desires of your heart, he understands your needs. And yes, when you go to him, you must go trusting that he will fulfill those things and but when you go to God, ultimately the picture that you have to have he is God. Yes, fine, esontweni bakutshela ukuthi mawugiva imali engaka uzothola into kangaka. Number 1, uNkulunkulu akahambi nge-timetable yakho. Number 2, you cannot manipulate God into doing anything. Whether by prayer or by fasting or by what, you cannot manipulate God to do anything. God is sovereign. God is mighty. When you give to God because He is God. Yena, He is going to reward you because He is God, not because you negelile. Because what happens, does that mean uNkulunkulu akabesakunika lutho? Let's say amandla okunikela ke awusena, uNkulunkulu uzokwenza njani ngeke asakwazi ukunika lutho ngoba nakho wena awusakwazi ukuphi. Izinto engishoyo. So never match what you do for God to what God can do for you. Akulingana kufani futhi. In fact, uzathi uphole nikelani imizimba yenu and njengemhlatshelo ophila uthi that is your reasonable sacrifice. So imali yakho really offering your body is the reasonable sacrifice to God, not your money. So do not go to God. You are holding it to yourself. God responds to faith. God responds to your giving. But ultimately, He responds to you acknowledging Him as God.
Wow. Hi, namhlanje zikhala ngempela ke namhlanje. Let me go to this comment. People the prophet received the last meal from the widow. It's not a doctrine. Hey, Jesus didn't eat the meal from the boy. He prayed for it. I like this one because you know what is happening into the local churches, especially. Is that kunamavesi abawathathayo and then bawaphendule bawenza ama-doctrine. Yabo? For instance, nje leli verse elishiwo umfowethu la lo wesifazane like lo wanikela ngokudla kwakhe kokugcina ngci esezodla afe. Now yonke lento is being changed to a doctrine to manipulate abazalwane ukuthi banikele. What can you say about this one? Maybe mhlambe even not mhlambe leli verse kuphela mhlambe khona namanye amavesi maningi amavesi omnikela abantu abawathathayo and then they turn them to ama doctrines just to manipulate abazalwane ukuthi banikele.
Kubalulekile as children of God ukuthi number 1 imbhalo siyazi. Noma ngithi number 1 i-relationship yakho noNkulunkulu uyazi ukuthi ikanjani. Number 2, know what God says in His word about things. Because when you study the scriptures for yourself, ngomoya kaNkulunkulu okuwe ekufundisa, akulula for you to be manipulated ngaleyo ndlela. Yes, fine, Elijah wacela ukuthi aphiwe ukudla. But that doesn't mean every man of God must ask something of you before they do something for you. You understand? And it was only that one woman. Asizwa ngabanye Elijah ahlangana nabo ukuthi every time they came to Elijah, it was that one woman. You know? You must give the man of God the best. Ngoba lo mama waseshunemi wakhela uman of God igumbi eliphezulu. That was her choice. She was not instructed by God. She was not what was it. But kwasuka kuyena ukuthi hayi indoda kaNkulunkulu lena, let me do this to honor him. And it is biblical. Even in the New Testament, it is biblical ukunakekela izisebenzi zikaNkulunkulu, the messages that preach. It is biblical. However, the manipulation that comes with it. Yes, umntwana kaNkulunkulu okhonza ngezwi uzathi uPaul, it is my right as a minister of the gospel ukuthi ngithathe a share from your offering. It's my right. However, I refute that so that ngizokwazi ukuntrimayiza. So it is the right of a minister ukuthi only. However, we cannot use that now ukunqanqa abazalwane ukuthi hayi imali zenu fanele zize kumfundisweni so that you will be blessed. Cha. Again, kumele kuphume from inhliziyo enesihle. Kumele kuphume enhlizweni enesihle. Abazalwane, when they take care of you, akuphume kubona, not because you are manipulating them into doing it. Yes, it is biblical. It is in the Bible. Ukuthi amadoda kaNkulunkulu or izikhonzi zikaNkulunkulu ayinakekele. Ukuthi isikhonzi sikaNkulunkulu esisihambele fanele sisihambise lesipho. Ikhona leyo in the book of 1 John, you know. But hayi ukuthi bazoyibizela bona. No. It is the church's duty, yes, to take care of them. But beyond that, offering, especially in the New Testament, every time sibuka into that was given, the book of Acts, uPaul mayekhuluma laphayana, offering is for taking care of God's people. Even nale tithe emphasize kangaka. If you read the law, ubuka kahle kahle ukuthi itithe kwakweyani. It was for the taking care of the people, not just ikhonzi, not just abefundisi, not just the Levites ababeseve tempelini, but it was for everyone. You know, because if you go to the Old Testament, kuna types out 3 types. There's the Levitical type, le eyayinikezwa amapriest nabalevi.
Yeah.
There was the feast type. Okay, so le every year. There was the feast type, le eyayidliwa iwo wonke umuntu kwaIsrael. Ukuthi manifika eJerusalem, wonke umuntu must bring their tithe so that makuhlangenwe lana sonke sidle. Hayi lento ukuthi hayi tithe ifanele idliwe umfundisi, cha. Khona idliwe umfundisi nabakhonza etempelini. So leyo qala fanele kube yabefundisi nabakhonza. The second one kwakwe eka-Israel wonke. The third one kwakwe eyabampofu nehambeli nabafelokazi. So if thina sithi sikhipha tithe manje, iyiphi esikhiphayo kule 3?
Yo. Shothi ngamanye amazwi ngoba uthi there are 3 types of tithes. Thina asiwazi, we only know the one. Shothi le eyabumfundisi.
Leyo ukuthi ukhipha nje imali yakho uyinikeza umfundisi.
10%, yes.
Ayo 3 ama-type. Eyaqala we find it laphayana ku-Numbers 18 where uNkulunkulu etshela ama-Israelites about ukuhlukaniswa kwefa lika-Israyeli ukuthi mabefika eJerusalem iland yohlukaniswa kanjani, and then he gives them a segment. He gives each tribe ukuthi kwaBenjamin bazothola lo mhlaba, kwabani bazothola lo mhlaba, bese ethi amaLevi wona ngeke zebe naso isabelo somhlaba. What is going to happen is that nizobondla ngeshumi. So you bring ama-tithes into the storehouse because bona ifa labo yini. So it was not just the priests who ate of that tithe, but it was the priests nabakhonza etempelini. So if mhlambe singaku-interpreta lokho to now, kumele kube ukuthi if you are umfundisi, i-leadership, ama-worshipper, nama-usher, everyone who is serving in the temple. But does that happen? That is the first tithe, the Levitical tithe. Elviwa abapristi nabasebenza etempelini.
It's not.
Do we do that? Number 2, if this tithe idliwa wonke umuntu, and it was to encourage family. It was for families. Uma kuzokhulekwa, there was the feast eyayibakhona once to Jerusalem, which they were to all come to the temple and they keep a little tithe there so that everyone would enjoy the tithe. You understand? for that feast kungabi khona osele engabi nakudla.
Oh, she's out. Okay. Sorry about that, people. Sorry about that. Angiphinde ngifake futhi. Yes, sis.
Yes, I'm sorry. Angazi kwenzakaleni lapho. But there was a connection problem. Ngingasakubona.
Yeah. What I was saying is, while you're still explaining of tithes, I think everything went clear on that one. Okay, before mhlawumbe sidlule ngoba ngifuna ukuthi ngiphinde ngikubuze ngale yokugcina because of time. We have 15 minutes left. So how do we give now ama tithes? Nakhona ngabe imali kuphela because isifundiso sithi 10% of what you get. Uyabo? And emasontweni izinto esifundiswa zona ukuthi imali ehamba phambili ukuthi okay, if mina ngihola 10,000, 10% wami u1000, I must give you 10% u1000. Yabo? So even nalabo ama tithes we need to get things clear ukuthi when we talk about ama tithes ngabe sikhuluma ngemiholo yemali kuphela esitholayo masisebenza noma senzeni.
Okay. Okay, so I'm a scripture reference for lama tithes akade ngiwasho. Levitical tithes ithola ku Numbers 18, 21 to 24. The feast tithes ithola ku Deuteronomy 14. And then it tithe for the poor la ukudla abafelokazi na wonke umuntu. We find it corner further down ku Deuteronomy 14. So qala ku 22 wehle na.
Yeah.
So Tina as the New Testament church, number one, the tithe was never money. Because if ubuga la if ubuga ku Deuteronomy 14 la ekhuluma khona about ilonto njani ukuthi if your land is far nikude neTempeli, convert your tithe to money so that nizokwazi ukuthi manifikile nithenge bese niyadla. We understand? So tithe was never money. It could be converted to money so that mabefika eJerusalem bezokwazi ukuthenga and then bring it to the holy place bezodla bonke. Ne? So manje uyabona lana ukuthi because both of these one, the Levitical tithe and the feast tithe, ayakhishwa every year. And we are about already this is 20%. I'm going to 10.
Okay.
Eyadliwa abefundi ile eyadliwa abefundisi nabasebenza eTempelini ile eyadliwa imndeni. Already this is 20%. I want 10%. And then every third year sifaka le ya bampo. So this is 30%. So 20% every year plus 30% on the third year. Tina, how much do we give? So my argument when it comes to this one, Uguti, we always emphasize giving 10%, giving 10%, giving 10%, but we never really talk about ubesa wenzani, because the instruction is give the tithe so that there will be food. Tithe ukudla, tithe. Ukudla, not for God, but for the people. For the people. Number one, abapriest and abalevi and those who serve in the temple. Number two, every child of God or every family in Israel. Number three, abampof nabahlupeka. So each tithe is for the people.
Okay.
And then from there we hear ukuthi then abapriest sebezokhipha from the tithe enikiwe, sebezokhipha the tithe of the tithe, bese beyoyishisa ke as an offering to God. Yileyo ke eyankulunkulu.
Yeah.
But yonke le lethiwe idliwa abantu, eyokudliwa abantu.
Yo.
Hayi umfundisi kuphela, eyokudliwa abantu. Bese kuthi ke i-tithe of the tithe uma kube yona ke ephuma iyenkulunkulu. So if sizoyibeka ke lento mhlambe in logical terms, wafika kuphuma 10% uye ku storehouse, and then from the storehouse kuphuma 10% ka 10% uye e-altar uyoshiswa. So basically out of 100% uNkulunkulu wayithola ipercent eli-1.
Okay. Now I understand.
U-9% lo udliwa abantwana bakaNkulunkulu bonke. The Levites and the priest from itithe yokuqala, imindeni yonke yakwa-Israel from itithe yesibili, abahluphekayo nabampofu from itithe yesithathu. Iyiphi-ke thina esiyikhiphayo as abazalwane in this day? Bayadla yini abantu?
Yo.
Ziyadla yini iy'khonzi nabefundisi ebandleni? Abahluphekile nabampofu bayadla yini? I-tithe is food. Ngoba sohamba siye lapha kuMalaki kuthiwa hayi uNkulunkulu siyamrobha. Mani ngayikhiphi ishumi nirobha uNkulunkulu. uNkulunkulu akayidingi imali yakho. But ama-tithe ayephumela abantu bakaNkulunkulu ukuthi badle. That is why aqhubeka uMalaki uthi bring the storehouses so that there may be food.
Yeah.
Itithe kwakuwukudla kwabantu. uNkulunkulu wayengayidingi imali kaIsrayeli. Imhlathelo imnikelo eyayiya kuNkulunkulu yayibekwe altar ishiswe iye kumnikazi wayo. But itithe yayibekwa ku-storehouse so that izodliwa abantu. Kuleli bandla ke lamanje itithe iyaphi? Angisho ukuthi iyanikelwa or ayinikelwa. That is an argument mhlambe for another day. But if we talk about itithe from the Old Testament, sithi iyona esiyipracticeayo. Itithe is food for the people. Uma siwaletha ama-tithes endlini, do people get that food now?
Yo, sikhona i-storehouse.
Yes. Ngoba soma sithi hayi uyamrobha uNkulunkulu ngokungapi. Number one, that verse yayingabhekile kubantu. Yayibheke kubapriest. Because if you read uNehemiah chapter 13, because nayi la indaba yokurobha uNkulunkulu eqhamuka khona. uNehemiah chapter 13, masiqala ku verse 10. Uthi, I also learned that the portions assigned to the Levites had not been given to them, and that all the Levites and musicians responsible to service had to go back to their own fields. So I rebuked the officials and asked them, why is the house of God neglected?
Yo.
So you understand ukuthi uNkulunkulu lana akarobheki because ushoda ngemali yakho. Uthi uJesu, I think it's Jesus, yes, or the angel in the book of Revelation, mayethi itabernacle likaNkulunkulu liphakathi kwabantu. Indlu kaNkulunkulu was never indonga. When God speaks of his house being neglected, kuNehemiah nakuHaggai, why ngakhulumi ngebhilidi? But he is speaking of his people, because la uyazi ukuthi abapriesti basebewuqoqela umnikelo but babengawudistribute to the Levites. So ama-Levites ayisengasali.
Yeah.
So uNkulunkulu mayekhuluma ngokurobheka, urobheka because indlu yakhe which is his people ayondliwe.
Yo.
Awurobha uNkulunkulu ngoba nakho awulethanga u10% wawunika umfundisi. Urobha uNkulunkulu ngoba ukwazi ukuthi wena uzondle wena wenze lokho okwenzayo wena, but abantwana bakaNkulunkulu are neglected abadli.
Balambile. Yo.
That is what itithe is for. Ukudla kwabantu bakaNkulunkulu bonke, not just umfundisi.
Okay, ake size la uAllen uthi iqiniso lithi tithes are irrelevant for the new creation believer. Free will offering has no bounds. It's free will, meaning you can earn 5,000 and give 4,500, or earn 12,000 and give 50 rand. It's free will. And then usho Allen lokho aphinde athi Allen, the book of Malachi is about the dead tithes, and the one who robbed God was the priest, not the congregation of the Jews. But why every time when the priests are preaching, they take this verse and refer it to us? It's us that rob God by not giving the right tithes. Thank you very much, Allen. Uhlabe khona bhuti wami, uhlabe khona sidake sibalikhulu. Aphinde athi asisize ukuthi uthini futhi uAllen la yamazi kuAllen akapheli manje. Uthi the Jews would bring the once every 3 years tithe, and from that the priest would separate the best from them and the least
Yes.
from for the burnt offerings. That's how the priest robbed God. All right. Hey, I want to ukuskima nefundisa buka manje siyafunda.
And Ilando asayithathi anyway, we take it from the Bible. Kusukela kuDeuteronomy, because njengamanje we want to emphasize it through Old Testament. Tithe has never been about umfundisi, number one. Number two, into eyayipleaser uNkulunkulu ngokunikelwa kwetithe ukuthi abantu banakekelwe.
Yeah.
Look at the New Testament. Look at ibandla lakuma Acts. Ukuthi even when they brought imnikelo yabo, they sold their properties and brought izinto. Into eyayenzeka lapho, and they brought it to the apostles' feet. Kwakunikezwa abantu. That's what umnikelo is for. Akubona ukubamba iconference nokhokhela ama-speaker.
Yebo.
Umnikelo akubona wokukhokha i-rent. Yes, siyadinga ukukhokha i-rent. Yes, siyadinga uku-honorisha ama-speakers. Siyadinga ukwenza ukulokhuya nalokhuya. But ultimately, the goal of umnikelo ukunakekelwa kwabantu. uNkulunkulu uthokoza ngathi uma sinakekela indlu yakhe, which is his people. Indlu kaNkulunkulu, abantu baNkulunkulu. So umnikelo, when you bring umnikelo to the house of God, those who distribute it, beyihlela sikuhlela nama-bank statements, the majority of the portion of umnikelo should be going to the people, not to one man, not to ama-programs angasizi ngalutho. If you look at the book of Acts, they gave, and they gave freely, and they gave openly, and akekho wayeshoda. Manje kunikelwa imali kodwa we still find i-worship team uthola ukuthi kunosisi ogqoke isiketi esisodwa unyaka wonke. No one cares ukuthi unakekelwe yena sinjani isimo sakhe sasekhaya. Hayi, uyanikela in the house of God. Ama-Levites, abapriest babengadli bodwa, babedla nama-Levites ababeseve ethempelini. So if we did this tithe thing right, kumela ngabe i-worship team iyayithola imali, or iyayithola i-share yalawo ma-tithe. Kumela ngabe ama-usher ayayithola i-share. Kumela ngabe ama-ministers within the house ayayithola i-share from the tithe, because tithe is food for the people. Number two, kumela ngabe kuyadliwa, because i-tithe leyesibili yama-feast kwaku isikhathi somkhosi omkhulu where everyone came together and enjoyed. Do we have times where we sike nje sihlale phansi sidle? Because le festival lena was yayinde. So ukuhlala kwabo lapho kwakumele idingo zabo inakekele. Are the needs of the people taken care of? Asiyeni kabampofu kanjani, the people in general, wonke umuntu, because that's what the tithe was for. Angisho ukuthi ikhishwe noma ingakhishwa. But I am saying, if we are going to do it, let us do it right. Itithe akuyona yama-conference nokuthi utholakala emabhukwini uyitither. Ayikho into okuthiwa itither. They are believers and children of God. Even in the Old Testament, la itithe yayi-relevant khona idingakala khona, babengabizwa ngama-tither. Siyithatha leyo leyo.
Yazi the worst part ukuthi ukuthole umuntu izinto ezingamlungeli kahle azathandaza asho ukuthi asinkosi ngoba ngiyanikela nje ngoba ngiyayikhipha nje ishumi zami. Hey bafowethu, in fact,
don't give, guys, we don't give to be blessed, we give because we are blessed. Whether unokuncane or noma unokukhulu, unika out of lokho kusenhlizweni yakho. So if wena uhola 1,500 and you feel ukuthi uNkulunkulu ngingakubonga ngalo 10 rand wami, let that be. You know, offering, guys, offering uNkulunkulu akayidingi imali zethu. But the people of God, the house of God, which is the people of God, that is where idingo zikhona. Babefana bonke, lithi iBhayibheli abantu were attracted to them because of uthando olwaluphakathi kwabo. Babebuka indlela ababekhonza ngayo, and abantu ababebabuka babemangala. And because of lokho ababekwenza, uNkulunkulu wayandisa abasindiswayo. Yes, babeshumayela, but phezu kokushumayela babedla ndawonye. kungekho swele babedla ndawonye. If we were to put it in today's context, babedla ndawonye. And they did not just end up giving bedla ndawonye, but they also shared business ideas. They also shared ezinye izinto. Uthi uPaul kwenye indawo ongasebenzi angeke azadle. Asike sifundisane kunokuthi simanipulate abantu ukuthi balethe imali. Let us teach people how to have imali, how to make imali, so that when we give, sinikele generously in the house of God.
Exactly.
And masinikele endlini kaNkulunkulu senzela ukuthi nabanye abangenayo nabo sibafundise kwande. That is how kwakwanda back in the book of Acts. Babe namathele emfundisweni zabapostoli. Babe hlepula isinkwa. Babethandaza babekwenza konke, but into eyayenza ukuthi abantu badonseleke kubona was the way uthando lwabo was expressed. Uthando lwabo was expressed ngokuthi wonke umuntu wayenakekelwa, ayekho wayesalele ngaphandle.
Yo, today bafethu kuya ngokushuba engingakusho nje ukuthi cha zikhala ngempela. The comment says in fact kuNehemiya wayala ukuthi ama-music ministers awalandwe banikezwe izimfanelo zabo. I feel sorry for those the music
not
ministers.
Just the band, wonke umuntu.
Yes. So this one, time is against us, and ngiyabona ukuthi usuyavutha and uvutha kakhulu ke manje. Because I feel like asiqedile, because there is still I had some few questions nje ebengisafuna ukuthi ngiwabuze yabo, because they still kunama sacrifice yabo, we still needed to unpack about ama sacrifice and all these types of giving. So, but because of time, sizoyivala la namhlanje, and then we'll always make another time to come back for it and then cover everything about giving. Sazi ukuthi masinikela sinikelelana. When we give bafethu, we worship. It's a sign of worship. Nkulunkulu akayifuni imali yethu. Lithi iBhayibheli kuHagai chapter 2 verse 8. It's Hagai chapter 2 verse 8. Isiliva negolide lingelabo. So if sicabanga ukuthi uNkulunkulu uyayifuna le mali eyakhe sinike yena vele, whether you just give imali because it's what you have and it's what you receive from God. So asiyeke lento yokuthi bafethu sinikele ngoba sifuna isibusisi. Asisithengi isibusisi. God can bless you whether you give or you don't give.
You are already blessed.
You are already blessed. Yes, usho njalo umpostoli Paul mebhala sibusise busiso zonke zakomoya. Siswami concerning our topic today, maybe I want you to close. I only give you 2 minutes. Ungavuthi. 2 minutes. What can you say to us believers? And what message can you give to whoever is watching this live, or a leader, no more mfundis, or holy band? I want to give us a message. So maybe the teeny band and church leaders. What can you say to us concerning the topic? I'm trying 2 minutes. Ungavuthi.
Okay, Phela. Okay. For us as abazalwane, ngicela the fact that the offering has been misused and abused does not mean ukuthi akufunelekile from us to give, because ultimately the sustaining of the house of God happens through the people of God. Through the people of God, for the people of God. So, umnikelo bazalwane uyadingakala, whether it's your money, whether it's part of your grocery, whether it's your time, konke your expertise, umnikelo uyadingeka in the house of God. But ultimately, it's not just for ukuthi uma emabhukwini, but it's for ukunakekelwa kwabantwana bakaNkulunkulu. And what God will do, uNkulunkulu funds his work. Ngoba even nakuma conference nani la wesiwenza uNkulunkulu uyawufunda umsebenzi wakhe.
Yeah.
There is no need to manipulate to fundraise as asikho leso sidingo. Angazi noma sengifaka nemali but there is no need to manipulate. If we can, yabona, the same way we have emphasized the wrong form of giving, especially in terms of tithe, we can rearrange that and do it right. Sifundisa abazalwane to give openly and freely. Sifundisa abazalwane mawunakho umzalwane, make sure ukuthi umzalwane wakho oseduze kwakho akaswele. Uthi uJames ena kuzomsiza ngani umzalwane wakho ukuthi ena mayifika egodole noma elambile umtshela ukuthi hayi inkosi ihambe nawe, inkosi ibe nawe, you are blessed. You know? Uthi show ukholwa kwakho ngemsebenzi. So we need ultimately itabernacle kaNkulunkulu bafethu liphakathi kwabantu. God is pleased when his people are taken care of. That is what offering is for. Umnikelo wama-sacrifices waphela in the Old Testament. Imnikelo yokushiswa, imnikelo yani le eyankulunkulu direct, because umnikelo uyankulunkulu wawushiswa all the time, literally all the time. Uyankulunkulu in the Old Testament wawushiswa. And hence now the new form of sacrifice, ile eshiwo uJesu number 1, mayethi lay down your life and carry your cross. Zitele wena. Yona sacrifice le emphasize uPaul ku Romans 12. Mayethi offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. That is the only sacrifice umzalwane needs, or umzalwane needs to give. Ultimately, imali yakho, isikhathi sakho, all of that should come from the fullness of a blessed heart. Ukuthi uNkulunkulu ungenzele lokho mina, I shall, ngoba even nangendlela oblesseke ngayo butnqeyo, God used someone to elevate you. You understand? So even nathi ke manje as abazalwane, it's imali yona kaMfundisi. Imali yabantwana bakaNkulunkulu, yabantu bakaNkulunkulu. Yes, nomfundisi unaso isabelo sakhe lapho. But even those who serve in the house, the band, the worship team, whoever, i-usher oshanelayo esontweni, wonke umuntu must have a share emnikelweni olethwe endlini kaNkulunkulu. Umnikelo masitho kaNkulunkulu, uNkulunkulu akayisebenzisa imali yethu, abantu abasebenzisa imali, abantu abadinga imali. So if silesa imali in, and we should exercise the accountability as well. Hayi lento yokuthi masishumayela sithi hayi wena nikele bese ungabisabheka ukuthi imali yakho yenzakalani. No. As much as we submit to our leaders, but our leaders are also responsible, they are also accountable to the body. So we can't say you are not going to account for the money because abantu no.
It's iBhayibheli inhliziyo yomuntu isengcebeni yakhe. Yes.
You know, so we cannot be manipulating people into giving. We need to teach the scriptures. Most iBhayibheli is rich in how giving should be done. But thina manje sifuna ke manje to raise these financial schemes, these what umuntu efuna ukuyicebisa at the expense of the people of God. There is judgment for that. You cannot. Uthi uNkulunkulu mayekhuluma noIsrael, uthi wathinta wena uthinta inhlamvu yesolami. Manipulating the people of God, uthinta uNkulunkulu self. The fact that you are not taking care of the people of God, you are pronouncing judgment upon yourself. Yes, fine. We will not touch the anointed. Anointed. But manipulating the people of God and twisting the word of God to manipulate the hearts of his people, there is judgment for that. There is absolutely no need to manipulate. It speaks of giving. It speaks of if you don't, it's more blessed to give than to receive. See, people are just saying, so what man says so as long as I now it's now niggas prophet. I say casting or say ultimately offering is for the people of God so that God will be glorified. uNkulunkulu udunyiswa when abantu bakhe benakekele. Ngale kokuthi hayi bazospika thina imali ngoba thina sibanikizwe. Beyond the word, take care of them. That's what the apostles did in the book of Acts. Ukuthi babe bashumayeza, but there was in fact indlela eyayibaleke ngayo indaba yokunakekelwa kwabantwana bakaNkulunkulu. When they were supposed to now pick an administrator or lead a law office, which was ultimately uStefan, bakhuleka bafuna umuntu ogcwele umoya kaNkulunkulu, umuntu ogcwele ukuhlakanipha, That is how important lelo office lokunakekelwa kwabantwana bakaNkulunkulu is. Because babebona ukuthi i-admin manje siyinkinga because thina manje isikhathi esiningi asisakwazi ukuyoshumayela because abantu sebebanga manje ukuthi ukudla basakutholi kanjani. Let there be an office that is headed by a man filled with the Spirit of God and with wisdom. That's how important it is ukunakekelwa kwabantwana bakaNkulunkulu.
Administration in the church.
Yes. So let us take the example yokunikela from God himself. Let us take the example yokunikela ngokuphana ngesihle with generosity from Jesus himself. Again, Jesus was the greatest giver. Akakaze akhiphe imali uJesu, but he was the greatest giver. Let us follow his example.
My sister, ngithe ungavuthi. Usuthathe 9 minutes manje ngithe 2 minutes. Yo, anyways. Thank you very much, guys. Yo, I'm super fired up, guys. I'm super fired up. Namhlanje ngizizwa ngigcwele bafethu, ngizizwa ngigcwele. Ngifunde kakhulu kwabafethu. Our greatest viewer bafethu Allen Sibalikhulu. Thank you very much, my bro. Sisi, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. It's always a privilege and honor to have you. Uzoshare nje your wisdom. Thank you very much. Namhlanje sifundile ukukhulu. Bafethu, whoever is watching, guys, please share, guys. Press share button. Let's also your friends watch this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's Revelation time to every Sunday. Silana bafethu ngo 7 o'clock. Nazi ukuthi it's Revelation time because we will always be here. Unobuhle sekwaba yikuboke la bafethu. So ngiyabonga kakhulu. Siswami, thank you very much, ne?
Udlam, thank you so much for having me.
All right, bye-bye. Thank you. Sibonga ukuthi umoya wehlile.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, what an interesting show. Thank you guys for watching. Pure, I see you, my brother. Please share, guys. Share. I believe you to share this live buffet too. Thank you very much. Isikhathi sesiphelele kakhulu. Nibe nobusuku obuhle bafethu. Niqale impela sonto enhle kusasa uNkulunkulu anibusise. Kakhulu. Nibe bakhulu, niphinde nize nibe bakhulu kakhulu. Brother Ndlovu, I'll see you next week. Sunday, same time, same place. Revelation time show. Thank you very much.